What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today I have a Q&A question from Justin, one of my patrons who is in the producer tier. So, what he was asking, I can quickly read it for you. So, quote, great videos. My main question about the kick and bass, post-processing, sidechaining, etc. When grouped, most say they should max out at minus 12. With minus 12 he means minus 12 dB full scale. What's your take on it, if you don't mind me asking? Do you have a give and take? Absolutely, I do. But in order to explain you a little bit better, I think the best is if we head over to Cubase. So, what he's talking about is the sum of the bass should be not louder than minus 12 decibel full scale, which is a typical thing what people say to other people, basically, when they teach them about music. But it's a little bit lacking in complexity. So the thing is that this, in a way, is really relative and therefore almost doesn't matter. Okay? We live in a time where we almost have completely digital signal flow, and therefore noise floor, etc., is really not that big of a deal. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Why people are saying this is they want you to have enough headroom in your track so that if you have a complete track, that it then comes out at total minus 6 dB full scale with all the other sounds, or around that. Now here comes the big secret that I'm going to break to you. It does not matter. Why doesn't it matter? Well, because we have faders that we can adjust at any given time. So I could produce a track that is substantially louder than minus 6 in all of its sum. And I can produce a track where kick and bass is peaking at minus 6 decibel instead of minus 12. And still have no issue in running into any kind of limitations. Because ultimately what I'm going to do, if I have the channels too loud, and which is 100% valid, and does not cause any loss of energy or whatever. If there is a person who's telling you something like that, that is pure esoteric. It's not happening, okay? It's just the same. If I'm taking one channel and I'm pulling down the fader, it is the same. If I do this now, channel 1, I adjust it to channel 2, I adjust it to channel 3, channel 4, I adjust it all by the same amount. Or if I go and I link them and then I pull them down. So don't get distracted by this kind of things. Should I be on minus 12 or should I be on minus 10? You should write great music. This is way more important. And this is what it really is about. It doesn't matter. You adjust it in the end. How? Well, if your track is proportionally correct, it doesn't matter how the elements are sitting. You can adjust them in the end. I'm going to show you how in just a bit, but you can just adjust that in the end. What is much more important is the relation. One singular element in music, mixing music especially, is completely, it doesn't tell you nothing. Oh, the voice is minus 14. The voice is minus 6. The voice is minus 20. It doesn't matter. It only matters in the moment when you have a second element that you can reference it to. So, for example, the loudest element is minus 10. So my voice is minus whatever. Could be louder or less loud in cases of voice. Because there it's a lot more creative decision than it is a technical decision and a stylistic decision. So don't go crazy about that, and never ever think about any kind of minus dB fs value without reference. Without reference, it's pointless, okay, to even talk about it in a way. But he is asking, of course, his question is not pointless. His question is a very good question. He says, in total, the sum should come out at minus 12. That's something that, in my opinion, maybe a little bit lackluster teachers would tell you without really giving you the whole picture, that it doesn't really matter in the end. So how to do that? Okay, let's say I have my kick and bass group is coming out at a sum of minus 8, okay? But everything else is perfect in the track. So let's say it even clips, okay? It reaches in 2-3 moments in the track. It will reach 0 decibel fs and it will give you clipping. You don't even hear the clipping, but it's there. The track is mixed perfectly though, okay? This is our situation, our fictitious situation that we are in now. Perfect track, just mixed is a little bit too loud. The kick and bass in sum is coming out at minus 7. And you have those 2-3 moments of clipping. What do I do in this case? I just go and mark all of those channels. I go over here and I go to first, I guess, unlinked channels, because normally there should be like a link channel option. What is going on? Oops. I think there might be already a link. No, there's no link. Okay, so let's have a look at it. What you do is just link the channels. Sorry for that little interruption. One of the channels seem to be linked, and I don't know which. What you do is you select all your channels, you go right click into the mixer and you select link channel, which for some reason is not here at the moment, which normally always is there. And then you just pull down all the tracks together. And that's about it. I quite frankly have no idea why it's acting up like that. I guess maybe because of the groups. So let's maybe deselect the groups. And let's try again. Unlink selected channel. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, I already unlinked you, so why? Let's have a look at this. This is very peculiar. Those are not linked. Those are not linked. I have no idea. So, okay, let's go one by one basically to find out who's the culprit. Link still is there. Sorry that this is getting so out of hand. Normally this I don't know, it's a new one. I never saw that one. Link still available. There must be some weird channel. Link still available. Are you kidding me? Where are you hiding? Anyway, we're gonna get through this in no time, don't worry. Okay, so it's somewhere here. Yeah, that's a weird one. Okay, so it must be... Okay, we can see the link here. Unlink. Okay, so we have to do that manually. Sorry for that. I never saw that. But we're gonna have that fixed in no time. Bam. That must have happened somewhat accidentally. Really never happened to me, to be honest with you. It's funny that it just happens now in this video, but I guess that makes it a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? Okay, once we have unlinked all those channels, okay, we are done with the unlinking of our channels, finally. Okay, and now the whole game again. Now that everything is unlinked, it should not do any shenanigans with us. We can just go here, select all the channels, go to link channels, then we'll open that context menu. You can actually adjust a lot more than just this. For example, if you're using sense, you know, there's more complex operations where you maybe need to do that different, but we just want to link volume, okay? So then we press OK. We can go for any of those channels and just press -4 and we'll just reduce all channels all together before they are going into groups, etc. And there you go. Doesn't really matter anymore. You know what I mean? You can write the track way, way, way too loud during production, hitting 0 dB FS while not suffering any of the consequences, because ultimately you're just going to link channel them and pull them down to where you need to have them, and if they are proportionally correct, you can do whatever you want with them. It's about the proportion, remember that. It's not ever about a singular element in music production. It's just not like that. An element in mixing only has value once you reference it to another element. So for example, kick bass -12, snare -12.5, hi-hat -16. So like now we have three different elements and they are in a specific relation to each other, and this is really where the information lies that is interesting, which is what is the proportion from one to the other. That's about it. I hope that it helps you, Justin, and everybody else that can see this video. And I see you guys in the next one. Booyakasha.